Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm and this is your Jis News for Wednesday, January 29. Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller has called for a unified approach in dealing with the challenges facing Latin American and Caribbean countries.
We have the collective wisdom and strength to overcome poverty, hunger, and inequality. We should not underestimate the full potential of our region.
Mrs. Simpson-Miller was addressing day one of the plenary session of the second summit of the Community of Latin American and Caribbean States, CELAC. Cuba's President Raul Castro opened the summit with a call for a greater spirit of unity among member states in an effort to further eradicate the developmental challenges of poverty, illiteracy, and inequality. The second CELAC summit is being held under the theme, The Struggle Against Hunger, Poverty, and the Inequalities in Latin America and the Caribbean. And before heading to Cuba, Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller signaled government's resolve to grow the economy and create employment through creativity. While not ignoring the tight fiscal space now facing the country, she said government was pursuing several initiatives to move the nation forward.
In pursuit of our objective of economic and employment growth, we are seeking to resuscitate those traditional economic activities in which we have already established competence and expertise capable of meeting world competition.
Government is adamant that it has no intention of increasing the tax on petroleum products. Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips made the disclosure in a statement to Parliament on Tuesday.
The issue to be studied concerns the relative merits of collecting the tax on fuel by way of a special consumption tax. It is not the intention of the government to increase the net revenue take from petroleum products.
The minister said the administration was more focused on the tax reform process and said during this quarter, a blueprint for tax reform would be considered by the Tax Committee of Parliament. Tax Administration Jamaica will also implement the third-party information provisions of the Revenue Administration Act.
Starting April 2014, businesses in selected sectors will be required to submit detailed information relating to their depositors, independent contractors, suppliers, and business customers.
Come next week, the IMF mission to Jamaica will begin reviewing the country's performance for the quarter ending December 2013. The finance minister told Parliament Tuesday that based on the government's assessment, all quantitative targets and structural benchmarks for the October to December period were met. So far, Jamaica has passed 2 IMF tests, which resulted in a total drawdown of $270 million from the fund.
The focus of the government going forward is on maintaining our basic fiscal targets, including specifically the primary surplus targets of 7.5%, which may require adjustments either on the revenue or the expenditure side.
Meanwhile, as at December 2013, he said the net international reserves stood at approximately $1.53 billion. Following real GDP growth of 0.5% for the September quarter, the Jamaican economy is expected to continue expanding. Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce Anthony Hilton is refuting media reports that government has signed off with China Harbour Engineering Company Czech for the development of a transshipment port at Goat Islands. Minister Hilton says government can only do so when a proposal is submitted and the Czech has until January month end to do so.
If it goes on to the second day of February, the second week, the proposal is to work towards the end of January timeline, by which time the government will be clear about what proposal Czech is making. Then and only then can the government have a sense as to whether it is prepared to support what is being proposed, and if it decides to support what is being proposed, then for it to be implemented, it must go through the environmental rigors as required by law.
And finally, the LINSTEAD-MONEAGUE section of the much-anticipated north-south leg of Highway 2000, which runs between Kingston and Ocho Rios, is expected to be completed by July of this year. Confirmation came during the recent Jamaica Logistics Hub Sensitization Symposium in Kingston. President and CEO of the Port Authority of Jamaica, Professor Gordon Shirley, said the completion of Phase 2 would complement the Spanish Town to LINSTEAD and Moneague to Ocho Rios legs. They are scheduled to be completed in January 2016. And that's it for Jis News today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.